Thursday Night Football. Welcome in to Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us as we get you set for the Seahawks matchup with the Dallas Cowboys coming up on Thursday. Seattle not playing great football right now. In desperation mode. They need a win, but they have a tall task taking on one of the better teams in the entire NFC in the Dallas Cowboys. And say what you want about the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody loves to hate on the Dallas Cowboys, but this is a well-rounded football team on both sides of the football. The Seahawks have their work cut out for them and have a lot of things to work through to have a chance to be able to win this football game on the road. It won't be easy. We'll go over my keys to victory, the injury report, and I'll give you my prediction coming up at the end of today's show. Before we get to any of that, though, if you want to beat those Dallas Cowboys, 12s, I need you to stand up right now. Like the video, don't jinx it. Look, pretty simple. The Seahawks have lost the last couple weeks, and we didn't get enough likes on our videos. I don't think that's a coincidence. Don't be the guy. Don't make me come find you because you didn't like today's video and didn't give the Seahawks a chance to win on Thursday night. Don't question it. Why take any chances at this point? Like the video. Send some good vibes your Seahawks direction. Let's do our part to make sure we get that dub on Thursday. Like the video, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with the injury report for the Seahawks, and three notable injuries to watch. Abraham Lucas with a knee injury. He's questionable. Kenneth Walker III with an oblique injury. He's questionable. Dareke Young also questionable as well. And we're also monitoring just how Rick Woolen looks with that shoulder issue. He's still expected to play, not even on the official injury report. And then also with Jason Peters, who left before the end of the game last week, but he's also expected to play, not listed on the injury report. The Cowboys' injury report is pretty short themselves, as Jayron Kearse is the only one even on the injury report. He's questionable for this matchup with a back injury. But other than that, the Cowboys are in pretty decent shape on the injury front. Look, the Seahawks, they badly need Abraham Lucas back this week. Return to practice. Now we're waiting to see if he will play on Thursday or not. Pete Carroll earlier in the week sounded pretty optimistic that we will see Abraham Lucas on the football field. And the truth of the matter is that it's going to be all hands on deck to try to win a football game like this on the road against a very good Dallas Cowboys team. I'm going to be frank. If the Seahawks are going to win, Abraham Lucas has got to play. If he doesn't step on the football field, I don't think they have a chance. Simple as that. I'll give you my prediction coming up later on the show, but our pinned comment today, who wins? What's the final score going to be? Get in that comment section. Tell me what you think, how this game plays out. Let us know in the comment section below. Now, our keys to a Seahawks victory. Let's start off with rattling Dak Prescott. Look, I don't know if there's a more obvious quarterback in the National Football League that is two different characters when he is faced with pressure and when things get difficult compared to when he has a clean pocket. There's some guys that can play through those things, right? Dak, it's two totally different worlds. And say what you want about Dak Prescott, and I know we would love to laugh about, how about them Cowboys? And, their lack of postseason success and all that. But this is not a postseason game. This is a regular season game. And Dak and the Cowboys have shown that this guy can win a lot of regular season football games. And I look at the numbers. So far, Dak is having a pretty decent season. And there's a lot of pressure on Dak this year. He's playing for his job. 70% completion percentage. Nearly 3,000 passing yards. 23 touchdowns, 6 picks. Dak isn't going to be easy to deal with. I mean, to put it simply, you are going to have to create pressure on Dak. Otherwise, he could torch this Seahawks defense if you do not go after him. And here's what I mean by this. Let's compare some numbers here. Take it a little step further. The attention's in the details. In the last two games, Seattle's defense has picked up a grand total of 2 sacks. You know how well Dallas has protected Dak as of late? He hasn't been sacked in the last 3 games. What do you know? They won all 3 of those games and did so pretty convincingly. So it doesn't take a genius to point to, okay, the Seahawks need to get after Dak and to have a chance in this football game. Duh. Numbers are right there. Hey, offense, do something. Wake up. Wake up. Shane, get the guys going. Get the meme out. This is one of my favorite memes. We customized it for the Seahawks here. Do something? Yes. Come on. Can we get something going here? This offense has been like watching paint dry the last 2 weeks. It has been dreadful. I mean, I can't take it anymore. Shane Waldron, I'm looking at you. We know this team's got talent. We know this offense has got some good skill position players. I mean, they can really go out there and they can do their thing, right? We've seen what this offense can do. But let's keep in mind, Shane Waldron has to do a better job of game planning, because what has been the thing that we've seen from the Seahawks so far this season offensively? It has been that when the Seahawks face a team that is equal or better in talent level, that they are not prepared, that they fold. Their numbers look pretty good when they play lesser competition. Now you play a Dallas team that's got one of the best defenses in football. You got to at least give yourself a chance. You got to do the homework. You got to have a good game plan going in and have yourself prepared. And I think that's one of maybe the biggest problem we've seen from the Seahawks offense in the games they've lost for the last couple of weeks. They haven't looked prepared. So far this season, 19 points a game, 21st in yards per game, 15th in points per play. Red zone scoring has been abysmal, 25th in the league. Touchdowns per game, 20th. I mean, with all the skill position players you have, those numbers are pathetic. And if this keeps up, Shane Waldron is not going to have a job. He's going to be working at Wendy's in a few weeks if this doesn't change. So, offense, time to wake up. Shane Waldron's got to have a better game plan, give his players the chance to succeed. They don't have the chance to succeed based on how they've been playing the last couple of weeks. What is your confidence level in the Seahawks offense right now? For me, I like the talent. I like the guys that are there. I don't trust the offensive coordinator right now. What's your confidence level? Scale it for me, 1 through 10. How you feeling? Let me know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. You get the choice of more or less on any given category, from passing yards to completions, receiving yards, fantasy points, all sorts of different stuff you can work with. I'm going to do some mixing up here with some college football and some Seahawks football. Here's what I got. I got Geno to have more than 230.5 passing yards. Then I'm going to go to the Pac-12 title game, where the Oregon Ducks and the Washington Huskies, a lot of local interest in that game, a lot of national entrants. By the way, Duck fans, you'll be pleased to know, I think the Ducks are going to beat the Huskies this weekend, and I think Oregon's going to the college football playoff. I think Bo Nix is going to go off. He'll have more than 332.5 passing yards. I think he's going to have more than 10.5 rushing yards, and who knows, Bo Nix actually might even win the Heisman based on the performance he puts together against Washington here. Should be a hell of a game. Play along on Prize Picks, whether it's Seahawks football, college football, Pac-12 football, RIP. Play along with us. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Converting on third down. It's a must for this Seahawks team. Just to give themselves a chance, this team has to wake up on third down. It's been a problem all season long. And as they say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different results. The Seahawks are not doing anything differently on third down than they've done all year. And what do you know? The results haven't changed. The third down offense has been ass cheeks all season long. I don't find that a coincidence, because you're doing the same thing over and over again. Play calling's predictable. Everybody knows what you're going to do. Now, for some more numbers on this, this is where it gets a little more interesting. Seattle has converted 31% of their third down attempts this season. That's 29th in the NFL. Yikes. Meanwhile, the Cowboys have allowed just 34% of third down conversions defensively. That's second best in the NFL. So, the Seahawks' weakness is one of the strengths of the Dallas defense. That's not great. The number I'm watching for, okay, for the Seahawks to have a chance in this football game, I think they need to convert at a minimum of 45% of their third downs against Dallas. If they convert at least 45%, then they got a chance to win this football game. If they don't, they're not winning. Simple as that. 45 is the number I'm looking for Seattle for a conversion rate. Got to be 45 or better. Number 4 on our keys to victory for the Seahawks, finding an X-Factor. Remember the show X-Factor? Simon Cowell? What a great guy. Time to find the X-Factor. I'm smashing the X. We need an X-Factor. And there is one guy in particular that comes to mind when finding an X-Factor, and that is our boy Jake Bobo. Listen, this game is going to need some unsung heroes to come in and make the difference to be able to compete with this Dallas Cowboys team. Guys that maybe aren't consistent, that don't pop up each and every week. And the name we always think of for these type of circumstances, these instances, is Jake Bobo. We want more Bobo, right? Get those more Bobos in the chat. We've seen Jake Bobo look good at times. 14 catches, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, in some of the Seahawks wins this year, he has been the X factor the Seahawks offense needed. But then other times, he's just not involved in the offense and just disappears or not even a part of the game plan. I mean, we saw the Baltimore game. They only let him play 9 snaps. We want more Bobo. He's currently the 4th receiver on the Seahawks depth chart. He's not had 4 receptions in a game since week 6 against Arizona. If it means choosing between Jake Bobo or D. Eskridge, I want Bobo out there. I want him on the field. I want him making the difference. That's all I want to see. We want more Bobo. We need more Bobo. Name an X factor that needs a big game for the Seahawks. If it's Jake Bobo, spam more Bobo. If it's somebody else, wait in that comment section. Let me know who you think needs to be that X factor for Seattle. All week long, we are battling our Cowboys channel. The fraud that is Thomas Downey and the Cowboys report. Sub-battle, very close, neck and neck between us and Cowboys report. They're at 400 new subs this week. We're at 380. Look, we don't want to just beat the Cowboys on the football field. We want to beat them off the football field as well and show why we have the best fans in the National Football League. We don't need America's team. We got Seattle's team, the Seattle Seahawks. Sub for dubs. Help us beat the Cowboys report and new subscribers. And let's reach our next milestone, 45,000 subscribers right here on Seahawks Today. Last but not least on our keys to victory for the Seahawks, taking the crowd out early. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. AT&T Stadium doesn't sound like the most intimidating place. I love that Jumbotron. Remember back in the day when they opened up that place and kickers were intentionally kicking the ball on the screen and all that? That was something. But the Cowboys have been incredible at home this season. And if I'm the Seahawks, not only do you need to start fast, but you need to do what you can to take the crowd out of the game right away and make them a non-factor. And I can tell you, these Dallas fans, I mean, they're as fair weather fans as you get. I mean, when the Rangers were in the World Series a couple weeks ago, like that was a wine and cheese crowd. Turn it into a wine and cheese crowd again for these Dallas Cowboys. Think about this. This is how good Dallas has been at home this year. They've won 13 straight regular season games at home. That's the longest streak of home wins they've had since they won 18 in a row from 1979 to 1981 when your dad was complaining about the Cowboys, all the way back then when your dad was growing up watching the Cowboys. It's been that long. Meanwhile, the Seahawks haven't played so well on the road as of late. The Seahawks have lost 3 straight. Their last win was all the way back to week 4 against the Giants, where they ended up winning 24-3. So, take the crowd out early, get off to a hot start, and we can deal with the wine and cheese crowd there in Arlington. To recap, our keys to a Seahawks victory. Got a Rattle Dak. Offense, do something. To do something mean. Convert on third down. Got to get to at least 45%. That's the number we're looking for. Find an X factor. I'm looking at Jake Bobo. Could be a number of guys, but Jake Bobo in particular. And take the crowd out early. And then the Seahawks, you do all these things, they could win, and we could be saying to ourselves, how about them Cowboys? Ha, ha, ha. Unfortunately, I think the Cowboys are going to win, though. I'm just going to be real with y'all. It's not been good for our Seahawks as of late. Cowboys are a good football team. I get the Cowboys 31-23. Hope I'm wrong. Break the score in the comment section. Tell me how you think this is going to go. Who wins? What's the final score going to be? If you enjoyed today's show and our previous Sunday's matchup, tickle that like button. Let's do our part to get a Seahawks win. We'll see you on Thursday night. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today.